Hotel Soulful Haunted Hotel in Hello Friends. Scary story. Rajasthan 3 friends, Piyush, Vikas, and Amit, had come to Chatri, a small village in Rajasthan. They wanted to set up a factory in that village for their business, because both land and labor were very cheap in that village. Amit had arranged to stay at Hotel Soulful. Hotel Soulful was a small hotel. There were no luxurious stones in it. It was just a one-story white-colored building made of bricks and a vegetarian restaurant, below which also had dust on the tables and doors. The stove there had not been lit for weeks. As soon as they reached the hotel, they saw that there was no staff there. Only an old uncle in the name of Watchman was sitting, who was smoking his beedi. Both Piyush and Vikas were watching Amit. They started scolding because it was Amit's responsibility to book the hotel, and that hotel seemed to be third class. Listening to them, the Watchman uncle came to the 3 of them, laughing, and started asking them whether they were going to stay in Hotel Soulful only. He shook his head and said yes, and the uncle laughed out loud. Then he started walking and humming something and left from there. All 3 of them thought that the Watchman uncle was crazy and did not pay attention to him. Then a man of short height came to the reception. He gave them the key to the room. They went upstairs to their room, kept all their things, and started resting for some time. Piyush suddenly started feeling thirsty, and there was no water in the room. Piyush went out of the room to get water. It turned out that he heard a jingle of an anklet, such a sound as if someone was running wearing an anklet. Piyush got scared. He found this very strange, because no one else was visible in that hotel. Now, with the sound of the anklet coming from the end of the corridor of his floor. Along with this, the sound of a young girl laughing also started coming. Piyush started following that sound, when suddenly someone placed a hand on his shoulder, and Piyush screamed. The receptionist was standing behind him with water. Piyush, in his frustration, scolded the receptionist and took the water. Went back to his room late at night. Vikas was standing outside the room on the balcony of the hotel, talking to his girlfriend. From that balcony, a long stretch of the highway was clearly visible. Suddenly, he saw an accident happening on that route. Vikas was shocked and went down. As soon as I turned to run, there was an old man in white kurta standing behind him. That man had a long white beard and a lot of wrinkles on his face. Vikas was scared to see that man, because that man was smiling, only looking towards the highway. Then suddenly, he saw Vikas, and he stopped laughing. As soon as the man moved towards Vikas, Vikas got scared and came to his room. 3. When he came to the room and looked at the highway from the window of his room, there was no accident there. What happened was that the next day, all 3 of them went out to see the side of the factory, but the car had started and moved a little further when suddenly it stopped. Friends, along with the thrilling stories of Kun Himanda, enjoy South Africa's thrilling T20 Cricket League, S20, which you can watch it on J Cinema for free. Big hitters like FAF du Plessis Butler, Miller Clan Stoinis are playing in this league. And now the qualifiers and finals of this league are about to happen, so tune in quickly. J Cinema, and watch a 2-league link description and pin. There was no bus or ride to go to the comment side, so all 3 of them called a mechanic from the city on the request of the receptionist. 3 hours later, when the mechanic came, after looking at the car for a while, he asked to take the car to the workshop. All 3 of them, along with the mechanic, went into the tow vehicle and got down on the side, looking at the side. It was evening when they got a call from the mechanic that their car was completely broken, and it would take a long time for it to be repaired, and there was no way to go. Now, they talked to a truck driver to go back and lured the truck driver to feed them at the hotel. But when he mentioned the name of Hotel Soulful in front of the truck driver got very nervous and told them that Hotel Soulful is inhabited by ghosts. He said that Hotel Soulful was built on a graveyard. Not just one, but more than 100 ghosts live there, and that is why no one goes there. The incidents with Piyush and Vikas forced him to think, not believe in ghosts, but Amit did supernatural things. He dismissed this matter and asked the truck driver to drop them at a distance from the hotel. After a lot of persuasion, the truck driver agreed, and all three somehow reached the hotel. It was late at night when we reached, and all three were resting in the room. Amit was also lying down looking at the photos taken from his phone, but suddenly he got up and sat down. It seemed as if he had lost his senses. He was looking at the pictures of himself. Many children were seen in the room. Those children were probably the ghosts living in that hotel. Amit's hands and feet got cold. When he told Piyush and Vikas about the photos, all three of them got very nervous. They started looking for the receptionist of that hotel. They came downstairs, but there was no sign of the receptionist. They found the old uncle sitting there. When they told all this to the old uncle laughed and said that when he had come inside the hotel, 4 souls were sitting in his car. While sitting upstairs, she told that Hotel Soulful was haunted by ghosts for the last 18 years, ever since this hotel was built. Since then, the ghosts here do not allow the people coming to the hotel to return alive. Some make them have accidents, and some get killed. Forced to commit suicide, then pointing towards the balcony of the hotel, he told that, "Look there. There's an old man standing in a white kurta." That man had refused to build a hotel here because this place was a graveyard. But after a few months, the hotel was built. He died in an accident on the road in front of the hotel. And finally, the watchman told the three of them that their car was not going to be repaired, and that the car had taken with itself many souls. The souls of those children living in the hotel liked that car. The old watchman asked them to save their lives and leave from there. Hearing all this, all three of them were shocked and decided that they would leave the hotel right away. All three were leaving with their luggage when they found the receptionist. They pushed her away and ran away quickly. Coming to the highway, started asking for lift from the vehicles going ahead, but no vehicle was stopping. The receptionist came to them and laughingly asked them why they were running away. The receptionist started asking them to come back inside the hotel, and then suddenly, his muffler was blown away by a gust of wind, and all three of them were found hanging around their necks. All three of them saw a mark. The ground slipped under their feet, and they understood that perhaps everyone here was dead, and no one was alive. All three started running on the highway out of fear. When they reached some distance, they turned back, saw that many ghosts were circling that hotel in the air, and the watchmen and receptionists standing on the road were smiling strangely after seeing them. Even today, all three get very nervous while talking about Chitri village. Their lives were saved, but the fear of that place was ingrained in his mind for the rest of his life. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel